Hey, welcome back guys. In this video, we are going to take a look at how we can work with some of the most common Cypress commands such as get, click, and find. So let's take a look at the test scenarios that we will be covering in this video. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to come to this website, our practice.automation bro, and then we're going to try to find this get started button. Once we find that, we're going to click on this. And the moment I click on this, we can see in our URL, we get this get started text added on. So we're going to assert for this extra text, and then we're going to make sure that this is there as part of our URL. This is going to be our first test scenario. The second thing that we're going to look at is the heading over here. So in this scenario, by the way, we covered the click method and we will cover the get method. In this scenario, what we're going to do is trying to get the text of this particular element. So since we already know how we can find an element now, we're going to see how we can get the text for that particular element. And this is a really common scenario too that you will run into often when you're doing test automation. And the last thing we're going to do is try to see how we can work with list. So this list items that we have here, what we're going to do is try to find the first item and try to get the text for this first item. So once we know how we can get the element, how we can find the text, then we will work with how we can work with the list elements and try to get the text for that particular element. So the first thing I'm going to do is try to find the element for this particular button over here. And if I do that, we can see that this one has an href of get started. So this is what we're going to be using in our test. And we can also see it has an ID too, which is also get started. So we can just use the ID directly. So I'm back in VS Code and I'm going to be adding my new it block over here. Okay, so I've added a it block. It says it clicks the get started button and asserts the URL. Now to click the button, we will first need to find the button. And then once we find the button, we click on it, then we're going to basically assert the URL. This one is simple. We have already done this in a previous test. The main thing is how we can do this. So to get an element, it's really easy to do that with Cypress. We will simply do cy.get. And once we do that, we can do get started there, which is going to be our actual selector. I'm doing get started. So let's talk about what we're doing here first before I look into the click method. So we are trying to get a particular element. So to get an element, I'm doing cy.get. What this will do is it will go ahead and try to fetch for this element on the screen. Now, if it doesn't find that element, it will fail after 4 seconds because that's the timeout that's default set by Cypress. The main thing to notice is I'm not telling Cypress that, hey, you should find this element by an ID or you should find this element by a class or CSS selector, things like that. Here, I'm simply passing in the pound sign here. Based on that, Cypress will go in and figure out how it needs to find this. In this case, it's through ID. So it will simply go ahead and find it through ID. If I let's say change this to dot, it will go ahead and find it through class. So we don't really need to tell it that, okay, find this by this element or by this XPath or by CSS selector. And this makes it really easy and our code is a lot more readable. Now let's go ahead and see how we can click on this. So to click on this, we can simply chain an extra command on top of this. So I can just do dot click. So just the way we got this get started, so we did dot get, we can simply do dot click and it will do a click on this particular element. Now main thing to notice it, you cannot do like this. So you cannot just do cy.click and then try to add in your selector, which is get started. So you can't do this because this won't really work. You're going to have to make sure that you're trying to find the element and then you're trying to click on this. And this is the standard practice that Cypress recommends too. So I'm going to remove this one. All right, what this will do is it will go ahead, try to find this element and then click on that. Once we do that, we're simply going to assert that the URL contains our get started. So that one is easy. I'm simply just going to copy this and then paste it here. So my URL should include get started. And I can even just add in a pound sign there. All right, now let's head over to our Cypress desktop app and see if our test works. All right, so our test automatically ran, and as you can see, it successfully passed over here. If I click on that, we can see we did a get on that get started button, which is right over here. It's also highlighting it. Once we did the get, we did a click on it. And after clicking it, we got a new URL, as you can see here. And the new URL contains the get started right at the top. And we can did our assertion on there, just making sure that that contains get started, which it is there. So there you go, really simple test. So this is how you can find any elements in Cypress just by using the get command. And to click on something, you can use the click command. So now let's take a look at our next test, which is how we can get a text for a particular element. I'm going to come back here. So we need a text for this heading. So let's see what's the element for this one. So this one is an H1. So we're going to be using that in our test, and it has the class of element heading as well, element heading title. So we will use this. Right, I'm going to go back to VS Code. And here we're going to add in another it block. All right, for this it block, I said it will get the text of the heading and assert the value. So this would get the text and then assert the value. Now, to get the text, we already know how we can do that, right? We're going to do sci.get. So I will do sci.get. And here I'm going to add in my actual selector. So that in that case, the one I'm going to be using is h1. And my h1 also has a class, and that is Elementor heading title. So that's my class. Now what we need to do is how we can get the text for this particular element, right? That's the key. We don't really know how we can get the text. So to get the text, it's a little bit complicated with Cypress. I wish there was an easier way to do this, but right now the way you can do this is by doing .should. And then here, what we're going to do is add in our callback, we're going to say, okay, what's our selector? So which is our heading that we're trying to get the text for this heading. And I'm going to create an error function here. Then I'm simply just going to print something out right here. So I'm going to do console.log. And then I will do heading dot text. Now let's do one thing. Let's head over to our Chrome and see if we can get this text printed out. Right, so we're running a test. All tests passed. And if you notice in our console log over here, we can see think different, make different. And that's the exact same text that is over here. So if I go over here, we can see we are doing a get on that particular element. And then from there, we're trying to print it out, which is right here. So we actually printed that out. In order to get the text, the way we are doing is we're getting the element and then we are chaining that. So we are doing it should do something, right? So we are doing it should and then pass in this. So this can be anything, right? In our parameter, we can pass this. Maybe I can just do h. And even that would work too. We don't really have to make sure that it has to be heading. So I just made it so that it's easier to read. So I'm saying heading and that dot text is actually what's giving us the text back. Now, I personally wish we are able to do this by just doing sci.get.text, which should be able to give the text, but that doesn't really work for us. Now, since we're able to get the text, what we can do is assert for this. So right now we were asserting it using .should something. What we can do over here is use another kind of chai assertions, which is expect assertion. I will do expect. And here I can just say that my heading text, which is what we got, the heading text should equal, or we can expect it to equal. And then I will just paste the text. I'm going to comment this one out. So instead of using the should assertion, which we were using over here, we are doing is, okay, we should be able to get the text. When we get the text, we are doing, it should expect it to have this particular text. So now let's take a look at if our test passed. As you can see, our test successfully passed. If I go there, we have our get, which is basically our element. And then we are doing this assertion right here. And the assertion, we are doing the expect assertion to make sure that this text contains the value that we were looking for. So there you go. This is how you can get a text for a particular element and then assert the value. Now, as you can see, this does look a little bit complicated. It's not as simple as the one-liners over here. Ideally, you should be able to do something like, let's see, if we try to do this, do sci.get. And then here, let's say if I do .text, right? I would prefer that I can get like the text value by just doing this. If I go back, let's see what happens. There you go. So it's saying that the .text is not really a function because we cannot just put a text directly onto our element there, as that's not supported. Instead, what we need to do is first do sci.get and then do .should, pass in a parameter, which would be basically, let's say, anything that we can pass in there, and then try to do a .text on that. So I'm going to remove this one because this doesn't work. And then I'm just going to uncomment this. So this is one way of doing this. We are able to get the text using this. Now, this is helpful if you need to retrieve the text. For example, if you need this text and you want to use it somewhere else too in your particular test, then this is a good way to do it. But if you just want to get the text and assert the value, then there's an easier way to do this. And the way we can do that is basically, let me just comment this. I'm going to take this entire thing. I'm going to do sci.get on this. And then I can do .should. And here I can just do have.text. And then I can simply paste my text here. So this one is a one-liner. So all I'm doing is sci.get this particular element, and then it should have a text, which is this. So this is a lot easier to read compared to doing this. And if I go back to my Chrome to see if that works, there you go. Test is actually working. So we are doing the same thing. We're doing a get on this and we're doing an expect assertion. Or basically this time we're doing a should assertion to make sure our test is equal to this particular value. So anytime you have a use case where you just want to assert the value of a particular element, basically get the text of that element and assert it, you would probably want to use it. But in a case where you want to get the text and you want to maybe manipulate the text and do something else with it and then try to do your assertion, in that case, you're going to have to go with this option. So I gave you both the options that are possible. So depending on your own use case, you should decide which one you want to use. All right, now that we know how we can get an element, how we can click on it, as well as how we can get the text for that particular element, let's see how we can deal with the list items. So I'm going to go back to our website. And on our website, we're going to be working with this list items. If I hover over to this, you can notice that this is a UL, which is a primary menu, that's the ID. And then we have a bunch of list items here. These are all the list items right over here. Now, the one we want is basically get the list item, which is the first one, and then try to get the text for this particular element. So let's see how we can do that. So I'll create another it block here. Okay, so I've created another it block, and this one says it verifies the text of the first menu link item. So just like every time we have been doing it, we are trying to get the element first, and then we are doing something with it, right? So we get the element, and then we take our action that we want on that particular element. So I'm going to do this, and we'll do side.get. And the element that we want to fetch is our primary menu, which is the UL. So this is my menu item. And what this does is it returns a list. So under this, we have a bunch of list items, and those are all the list items from a navigation menu. Now, what I want to do is I want to find the first element from there. The way I can do this, I will do dot find. And then which element I want to find. Here, I want to find the list item. So I will say it should dot find the list item. So it would be list. So from there, what do I want to do? I want to get the first item from this particular list. So I will do dot first. So it will give me the first item. And once I have the first item, I can simply go ahead and assert the text. And that we have already looked into. So we will do dot should have dot text. And then the text value should be home. So let's see what we did. So we did a get on our main element, which was primary menu. From there, we know we had a bunch of list items, right? So we're saying, hey, find all the list items that are there. So this will iterate through this entire primary menu unordered list. It's going to find all the list items that we have. And then we are saying from those list items, give me the first item there is, which is this particular thing. You can do that by just doing dot first. And then from there, I'm saying, okay, it should have the text of whatever the text that we were looking for. So let's take a look at if this works for us. So there you go, our test passed again. If I take a look at this, we first do a get on the primary menu, which is this entire thing right here, right? And as you can see, once we yield that, it's an unordered list. And underneath that, we have a bunch of list items right here. So from there, what we are doing is we are finding the list item. The moment we do that, you can notice that all of the list items gets highlighted. And total value that we got back, the elements are 9. So these are all the 9 elements that got highlighted, including these 2 icons too. So then from there, we are saying, hey, from those 9 elements, give me the first one. When I click on that, you can see it's giving me the first one right here. So I got the first item back. And from the first item, I'm saying, give me the text. And once I get the text, this is actually the home right here. So one thing to notice is if you're familiar with jQuery, you're going to notice that all of these methods look quite similar. And that's because this is exactly what we're doing. As you can see here, we're using jQuery to try to actually find those elements, try to get the elements, click on this. And it's actually basically jQuery that Cypress is using. So if you're familiar with jQuery, all of these commands will look extremely similar to you. All right, so to quickly wrap it up, in this video, we looked into 3 separate commands. The first one was get command on how you can get the element. This one is extremely important. You're going to be doing that for pretty much everything that you're going to do in Cypress. So you will get your element, and then we looked into how we can click an element. And that one is really simple. Once you have the element, you can do dot click. It will go ahead and simply click on that element. Then we looked into how we can basically try to get the text for our element. There are 2 ways to do this. One is if you just want to assert the value, you can do dot should have text something. Or if you want to get the text of that value and then manipulate it somehow, you can do this side.get. Then you pass in the callback function, try to do the text by doing heading.text. This can actually print out the text for you. And then you can basically take this text, do something else with it. The next thing we looked into is how we can iterate through a list item. So we did that basically getting that our main element, then using dot find to get all the list items. Then from there, we wanted the first one. So we did dot first, and it should have particular text. The key thing to remember is anytime you want to find an element, you do dot get, and then you do something else with it. This way, Cypress will go ahead and make sure that the element is there present on the screen and that you can actually take an action on that particular element. Now let's see if I try to click on that element directly, that won't really work because Cypress doesn't even know if that element is presented on the screen or not. That's it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed this video, remember to smash the like button and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content like this. And don't forget to hit that bell icon. Also, leave a comment below if you have any questions related to this video or if there's some other topic you would like me to create content on as well. That's all for now, guys. I will see you all in the next one.